Roger, Guy Del Powell, Frank Yannick. Last year by the Skipjacks, certainly surprising too. But Baltimore was able to do that. Well, they've gotten over that now.
Lost a fair number of players through recalls to Hartford, and Mike.
For a couple of games after twisting a knee in Friday's win over St. Catharines. Defenseman Chris Dahlquist and Dave Gort suffered minor cuts in Friday's game, and we're not sure what their status is for today. For the Whalers, they've got several injuries too that are keeping them hampered from getting their first win of the season. Mike Siltala is out of the lineup today. Of course, he was their high-scoring right winger last year on the Paul Gardner line, along with Lou Franceschetti. Siltala 42 goals last year, but he's yet to play a game this season for Binghamton. Also, John Mokasak out of the lineup today for the Whalers. He suffered an injury, a mild concussion, after getting into a little bit of a bout with Rochester's Norm Lecomte last night in Binghamton. So John Mokasak out of the lineup this afternoon for Binghamton, along with their rookie Shane Churla, who led the Western Hockey League last year in penalty minutes. So apparently he's a tough customer, but is not going to be playing today for the Whalers. Baltimore will also be sporting a new player. It's going to be newcomer defenseman Todd Charlesworth, recently assigned here for the parent Pittsburgh Penguins. Charlesworth played in 67 games with the Penguins last year. On the left wing, Wally Weir and Dave Gortz on defense. For Binghamton, John Newberry at center. It'll be Darrell Evans on the left wing. And on the right side, for the Whalers, Bugsy Erickson. Puck is dropped, and we're underway now in period number 1 from the Civic Center. Newberry now has got the puck in his own zone, steps to center, and over the Jacks line, Weir poke checks the puck away. Now Newberry and Weir battle for it, and it squirts behind the Baltimore goal, and here's Carlson. Couldn't get it out. Checked there by Evans. Puck swung on the far boards. Newberry at the right point. Slap shot toward the goal, and a weak one that time by Yves Beaudoin, and now Baltimore coming back. Here's Giel over the line to Fazio. Moving in, backhander, saved by Mason of Beauty. On the breakaway, chance from Dean DeFazio. And we have a whistle here. We're going to get a penalty coming up to the Binghamton Whalers early in period number 1. Referee Bob Hall calling a slashing penalty against Yves Beaudoin of Binghamton. Of the Jacks, whistling on the right wing, and Roger Belanger on the left side. Dave Gortz and Greg Hoffman will play the points. Penalty killers for the Whalers will be Paul Fenton and Dean Evison. Face off top of the right wing circle, Binghamton zone. Lamoureux's got the puck now in the near corner. Here is Mitch being checked from behind by Fenton. Lost the puck to Evison. Whalers are able to bang it off the boards and back into Jacks territory. Greg Hoffman goes back to get it now. Has a bit of trouble deep in his own zone. Spinning away from a Dean Evison check. Now Evison continues to hound him, but Hawk spins away from him and now steps to center. He'll try to clear it in for Risling, can't do it. And one of the Jacks caught inside the zone. It's Roger Belanger. Jacks have the puck back at center. Here's Dave Gortz at the red line. Lost it. Brownscheider will grab it in the neutral zone and flip it down the right wing boards back in Jacks territory. 1 minute, 20 seconds to go on the Yves Beaudoin penalty. Baltimore with an early power play here as we start the early moments of period number 1. Hotham now in his own zone, trying to get around Evison. Evison doing a good job of forechecking there. Tying the Jacks up in their own zone. Here comes Lamoureux, try to feed it left wing to Belanger, knocked back to center. And now the Jacks get it. Here's Hotham feeding Belanger in deep in the Whalers' end. Lamoureux down the far boards, has the puck in the far corner. Behind the goal to Risling. Now stuffs it in front. Lamoureux, backhander. Mason the stop, sprawling out to make the save, and the weak backhander there by Mitch Lamoureux. Close call around that Whalers net that time. But Lamoureux able to get a shot on goal, but Mason stopped him. We played 1 minute 47 seconds here, period number 1. And we have no score. The Skipjacks have 48 seconds left on their power play. Now it's Colin Chin with Bob Airy and Dave Simpson. That line has been productive the last several games. Chin now, the Skipjacks' third leading scorer with 6 points. Off the face-off. Puck goes behind the Whalers' net. Now Chin on the near boards. McDonnell holding it in now at the right point. Near corner. Airy jamming up with Mark Patterson. Now it's back at the right point. McDonnell drives one toward the goal. Simpson couldn't tip it by Mason. On the near horn with a puck now for the Skipjacks. Chin to Airy, trying to cut in. Now Chin's backhanders hit the side of the goal. Airy goes back to get it. Over to Simpson, far corner. Baltimore still on the power play. 15 seconds left. Chin now, side of the goal. A backhander to Airy, side of the goal, and he missed the net. And we got a penalty coming up here against Binghamton again in the slot. Here's a try for Chin, but he couldn't control the pass. Whistle blows. Penalty upcoming here again against the Whalers. I think we've got a slash here coming up against the goaltender, Bob Mason. Let's see what the official call is by Bob Hall. 7 seconds left on the penalty to Yves Beaudoin. So the Skipjacks will have the points. Gary Risling right behind, 4 goals, 2 assists, 6 points. And Colin Chin, 1 goal, 5 assists for 6 points. In 4th place, Tom Ralston, 2 goals and 3 assists. The penalty is against Mark Patterson and not Bob Mason. Patterson for slashing at 2:28. And off the draw on the Whalers' end, Binghamton able to clear it back into Baltimore territory. So now Beaudoin out of the penalty box, and the Skipjacks now with a one-man advantage as McDonnell will weave his way across the Whaler line, feeding in Risling down the right wing. Risling now drop it back behind the goal. Here's Ralston after, but Bloomquist beats him to the puck. They jam up far corner. Whalers can get it out, yes they will. Dean Evison got it out. The Jacks have to go back to get it here. Here's McDonnell at his own blue line. Over to Ralston, he'll look for skating room. Tommy Ralston feeding it up ice to McDonnell. And over the line now, McDonnell holding it up at the right point. Now down the near boards to Risling. He is checked by Brownscheitel. Sharpley comes in, gets the puck, heads behind the Whaler net. Here's Glenn Sharpley now with a puck for the Skipjacks. Sharpley now, drop it back behind the goal to Ralston. Ralston takes a look around, head for the far corner. Far point Hotham, can't get a shot away. Hotham cutting in down the left wing board. Sharpley going back at the point. Here's Risling behind the goal. He is checked by Brownscheitel. Now Hotham, far corner to Ralston. Jacks moving that puck around here. Here's Ralston now behind the goal to Hotham. Hotham now in the far corner. At the right point to McDonnell. Slapping it toward the goal. It's deflected up into the crowd. Hits somebody in front for the season. And 2 points coming in. All right, Carlson and Martin for the face-off. And the puck dropped. And it's batted back into the Skipjacks end. And Greg Hotham goes back to get it. Now look out. Hotham loses the puck. Here's Thompson with a shot from the left wing circle. Blocked by the defense. And DeFazio goes back to get it. Carlson, Gatso, and DeFazio up front. Here's a right wing feed for Carlson, broken up at the Jacks line. And the Jacks have to regroup again back in their own zone. Wally Weir up to DeFazio, right wing to Gatsos. Here comes the drive. He shoots and scores. Gatsos picked the left corner of the net and got it by Bob Mason. It's a power play goal, and the Jacks take the lead 1-0. Period number 1. And Gatsos with the goal. His 3rd of the season as Gatsos begins to cook here for the Jacks. All right, Whalers break back over the line. Newberry comes in, backhander save, rebound, score. Oh, wait a minute. Puck batted out of there. Looked like Erickson had the easy goal, but not quite. Now here comes Bobby Giel over the Whaler line. Moving in with a breakaway shot. He scores! Giel comes flying down the ice, gets around one of the Whalers, and puts it in short side of Bob Mason. And the Jacks are up quickly here. 2-0 over Binghamton. On the goal from Bob Giel. I'll tell you, the Jacks wasted no time getting out of the box here this afternoon. The Whalers nearly had a goal back the other way. Somehow Erickson missed that open net. And Baltimore comes rolling back here. Back-to-back goals by Gatsos and Giel. And it's 2-0 Skipjacks here. Off the draw at center ice. Puck picked up by Beaudoin over the line. Trying to get around Todd Charlesworth, seeing his first action now in a Skipjacks uniform. Jacks with the puck. Here's Bobby Giel. Swinging up at center. For DeFazio. Dino carries the mail over the line. Behind the back pass to Bobby Giel. Giel races for the puck now. To Carlson behind the goal. To DeFazio, he tried to stuff it in front. But it fell off his stick as he went to the backhand. And Binghamton breaks back up ice. Here's Taylor now, shooting it in right wing corner. Skipjacks in. It's caught behind the goal now. And Ford's going to glove it there. Now dish off to DeFazio. Jacks can't get it out. Now at the left point, here's Mark Patterson. Slap shot toward the goal. Ford will kick it out. Ryan Ford came out 15 feet to cut down that angle. Whalers control though on the Baltimore end. Taylor now at the right point to Beaudoin, rushing it toward the goal. tipped side of the net and juggled now by Brian Ford, but he hangs on there for the face-off. And we'll drop the puck on the Skipjacks end. He keeps playing like that, it'll be hard for Coach Gene Uriaco to keep him out of the lineup. All right, puck drop, right wing circle, Baltimore zone. They jam up, far boards, Evison trying to get it behind the goal, but Lamoureux digs it out. Can't clear, held in by the Whalers. Near corner, Thompson with a puck to Braunscheidel. He's checked, trying to get it in the slot to Fenton, but he's knocked down by Dahlquist. And now Risling will gather it in and fire it back to center. Braunscheidel's got it now in his own zone, shooting it ahead. Off the stick of Evison. Evison getting it back now. And he feeds in one of the Whalers down the right side. That was Jim Thompson. And did he ever get hit by Wally Weir? And he went flying. Now they jam up. Far corner. Sticks up high, but the Jacks get the puck, and here they come. Lamoureux now to Dahlquist left side. Trying to get it back for Belanger, but he was checked there. And now the Whalers get their sticks up high on Dahlquist. Penalty upcoming here. As Pete Dineen racking everybody up right now. As Dahlquist now top of the left wing circle. His shot blocked in front by Mason, but another penalty coming up here against Binghamton.
Binghamton penalty number 2.
I just got to have something wet.
And the Skipjacks number 16, Mitch Lamoureux, 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty is 6:15. Binghamton penalty to number 2, Peter Dineen, 2 minutes for high sticking. And the Skipjacks number 16, Mitch Lamoureux, 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty is 6:15.
Back live at the Baltimore Civic Center. A pair of coincidental minor penalties called against the Skipjacks. Mitch Lamoureux off for interference. And the Bears, or the Whalers, Pete Dineen, 2 for high sticking. Puck at center. Here comes Bob Airy now. Looks for skating room. Breaks across the Whaler line. Now fires one toward the net. Mason stops that. And leaves it off behind his goal now for Mark Taylor. Now Patterson in the near corners. The Whalers try to get it out. Gortz holding it in. Momentarily. Chin after the puck now. Not with Bob Airy. It squirts out top of the circle. And again, Gortz with a good play to hold it in. Back of the right point again. Here's Colin Chin with the puck now. To Bob Airy in the near corner. Airy back for Chin. Here's Colin Chin now with the puck in the circle. Moving in now. In the slot. Chin shot blocked by the defense. Well, Duane got in the way of that as Chin with some nifty stick handling. Cut right toward the slot. Looked like he had the open shot, but Beaudoin got it back. Now the Whalers over the line now. Grant Martin with the puck. Left point, Patterson. Left rear boards now to Taylor. Mark Taylor now. Back of the left point to Patterson. Drive toward the goal. Save in front by Ford. Rebound. Backhanded in by Grant Martin. And Binghamton gets on the scoreboard now and cuts the Skipjacks lead to 2-1. We have 58 seconds left on the coincidental minor penalties to Lamoureux and Dineen. Face off at center, controlled by Binghamton. Brad Shaw at his own end. Rink wide at Timo Bloomquist. Ahead to Newberry, but it's checked away from Newberry. Loose now in the neutral zone and Sharpley. Give it back to his own defense, and Greg Hotham with a puck. Cross ice to McDonnell. Now ahead to Sharpley. Got some skating room. Here comes Sharpley. Trying to feed it back for McDonnell. And over the line, here's Joe McDonnell with a puck. And the slot to Sharpley. Couldn't turn around to get a shot away. Loose puck near corner. Stuffed in front and taken by Brian Erickson now. Feeding Bloomquist at center. Timo Bloomquist. And over the line now. Shooting it in left wing corner. Can't get to the puck. Back there to get it though is Brian Erickson. Checked by McDonnell. And a loose puck gathered in by Glenn Sharpley. He'll step back for Baltimore. Sharpley at center. To Gatsos, can't find the puck. Back for Sharpley. Into the Whalers' end. Lost the puck. Taken away by Newberry. Breaks back 2-on-2. John Newberry weaves his way across the line. Now holding it up at the point. Taken away by Gatsos at center. Tipped it away from Brad Shaw. Now Sharpley with a puck. Over the line to Gatsos. Gatsos closing in. Wrist shot. Mason makes the save. Kicked it out with the right pad. Now Lamoureux and Shaw battling for the puck. It's sent behind the Whalers' net. Gatsos pulled down by Bloomquist. No penalty. And the Whalers will clear the puck to center. Off the stick of Dineen, gathered in by Hotham. Here he comes down the right wing. Now Hotham tried to feed it in front for Gatsos, but it went off the stick. And the skate of Timo Bloomquist. Back behind the Whalers' net. Bloomquist after. Checked by Wally Weir. Sharpley now with the puck. Tried to center for Ralston in the slot, but he was tied up by Dean Evison. Now Weir steps into Thompson again in the slot. Here's Sharpley. Center point to Hotham to Belanger. Shot! And I believe Mason got a right pad on that to knock it away. And the Whalers are going to clear it back to center. A lot of pressure here by the Skipjacks. Penalties to Lamoureux and to Dineen are over as Belanger steps across the Whaler line, shoots one toward the goal, but it's sticked aside and up into the crowd now by Bob Mason. And we have a penalty And an 0-4 losing streak starting this 85-86 season. All right, face off in the Whalers end, Gio and Martin. Martin wins the puck, and on the far boards to Taylor. DeFazio ties him up, but Beaudoin will get it to center ice. Now Taylor's after it again. He'll backhand it in off the skate of Weir. It goes back behind the Jacks goal, and Gort's hustling back to get it. Steered up near boards now, Carlson. Couldn't get it out. Back at the point now, Patterson. Checked by Gio, but the Jacks break back 3-on-2. Carlson leads the rush. Right side to Gio. Back for Carlson, but stepping in front of that and taking it away is Yves Beaudoin. Now Andre Heedy, look out over the line to Martin. Martin closing in, side of the goal. Taylor a shot. Ford came out to smother that. And now the goal coming off the moorings here. And we'll get a stoppage of play and a whistle and a face-off coming up in Skipjack. Tim Dinelli back live with you at the Baltimore Civic Center. We are awaiting a face-off here in Skipjack's territory. On the ice now for the Jacks, Mitch Lamoureux at center. Gary Rissling on the left wing, Roger Belanger on the right side. Joe McDonnell and Chris Dahlquist on defense. John Newberry and Lamoureux for the draw. Puck dropped, and here is McDonnell shooting it in back in the Whalers' territory. Belanger racing for it. He'll get there first, clearing it toward the goal. And Rissling couldn't grab a hold of the puck. Whalers break out. Here's Eriksson, checked by Rissling. Couldn't get it out of his own end. But finally, Brown shot a will. As he bats it back to center, Newberry will pick it up now for the Whalers. Here's John Newberry. He fires it in back behind the Jacks goal. Ford steers it up near corner, gives the puck back to Newberry. Lamoureux checked him, however. And the Whalers keep it in now. Bugsy Eriksson along the far boards to Newberry. Newberry now trying to make a play in the slot, can't do it. Newberry now getting it back to Eriksson, right wing circle shot. And I think Dahlquist got in front of that one. Now it's loose, side of the Baltimore goal, and again the goal comes off the moorings, and we've got a penalty coming up here to the Skipjacks. After the whistle, 8 last night against the Rochester Americans at home. So the Whalers going to work on the power play, their first opportunity of the hockey game. And up front, Dean Evison, Jim Thompson on the left wing, Paul Fenton on the right side. Playing the points, Timo Bloomquist and Bradshaw. And off the face-off, Jacks get it out. Now we got a fight going here. Wally Weir and Jim Thompson, I believe, are the combatants as they drop their glove in the Skipjacks end. Wally Weir, a tough customer, and those two were going at it earlier. Now the linesmen break in. Gary Madsen and Randy Whistler. And we've got penalties coming up here to Wally Weir of the Skipjacks and Jim Thompson of Binghamton. Time of the penalties, 10:45, and now the linesmen finally separate them. No punches being thrown on this 5-minute major. So Thompson and Weir.
Number 2, Wally Weir, 5 minutes each for fighting. Time of the penalty, 10:45.
Back at the Civic Center, Wally Weir, 5 minutes for fighting, and Jim Thompson, 5 minutes for fighting, each at 10:45. Scoring play for the Whalers' lone goal. Grant Martin getting his first of the campaign from Mark Patterson and Mark Taylor at 7:17. 2-1 is our score. The Jacks have the lead. Katsos and Giel have the Jacks in front here, and Martin the lone goal for the Whalers. Binghamton still on the power play, and the penalty to Belanger, and the Jacks able to clear the zone. It's back to center. And out back deep in Whalers territory, Bloomquist with a puck. He feeds it up left side to Shaw. Shaw checked from behind by Carlson. Now over the line, look out, Colin Chin with a break. He's closing in. Bloomquist pulls him down. We got a penalty coming up here against the Binghamton Whalers as Bloomquist had to pull down Colin Chin as he made a burst for that puck. 16 of the penalty against Roger Belanger. So the teams will play at equal strength now for the next minute 16. And then when Belanger steps out of the penalty box, the Jacks will have a power play for 44 seconds. Chin, 24 years old, beg your pardon. Played with the University of Illinois at Chicago in the CCHA last season. All right, the Whalers step to center. Yves Beaudoin shooting it in now, near corner. Skipjacks had Hoffman after it. He is checked. Now it's centered by the Whalers, but it comes right to Todd Charlesworth. Charlesworth now will wrist it in, right wing corner, Whalers in. It bounces off the boards and goes right to Bob Mason. And he'll dish it off now to Mark Patterson. And up ice to Newberry. Down the left side into Baltimore territory. Spun around by Hotham. Lost the puck. Now he's back in the near corner after, jamming with Sharpley. And we get a whistle as they'll freeze the puck against the backboards in Skipjacks territory. Now face-off coming up in the left wing circle for you later on Springfield, Nova Scotia. All right, face-off. Grant Martin and Colin Chin. Baltimore territory. Waiters control. Right side. Beaudoin with a shot sticked aside by Brian Ford. That's behind the Baltimore goal. They jam up back there. Chin and Gortz pry it free. And now Gortz now with control. Feed it up left side to Bob Airy. Here's Airy now in the neutral zone. Down the left wing, trying to get around his man. Airy cutting in, couldn't get a shot away. He was checked by a couple of waiters, and the loose puck rolls right to goaltender Bob Mason. And he will smother it there and hang on for the face-off. Bob Airy with a good burst of speed that time. I couldn't get around a couple of Waiters defensemen and get a good shot on goal. All right, face-off now to the right of goaltender Bob Mason, Colin Chin, and Grant Martin for the draw. And they're moving in. Now we get the whistle. Waiters not quite properly situated. And we'll try it again here. All right, off the draw. Here's a shot from the top of the left wing circle by McDonnell. Is blocked. McDonnell gets it back again. Slap shot toward the goal. Saver, and there was Chin on the doorstep, but he couldn't get a hold of the puck. On the rebound, the Waiters break back at center. Here comes Pete Deneen with the puck. Over on the right side, now it's back behind the goal. Shot back there by Grant Martin. Jacks now on the power play. Penalty over to Roger Belanger. Puck behind the Jacks goal. Ford now will stick it up to the near corner. Belanger stepped into by Taylor. Waiters bottling Baltimore up here. Now Bronshadow with a shot. And that's stopped. Now Bronshadow sweeping check. Keeps it into Baltimore territory. Finally, it's out at center. And now Bob Airy will look for skating room. Feeding it up to Gortz off his stick. Belanger will pick it up and just fire it back behind the Binghamton goal. Sharpley racing in after it. Deneen pokes it away from Sharpley. And the Waiters' Jack Bronshadow gets it and clears the puck all the way back into Baltimore territory. Jacks couldn't get much going there in the brief power play. Ralston now feeding it up and behind Sharpley. And the Waiters get possession back. Down the right side now, Beaudoin will wish it in right wing corner. I'll make that left wing corner. Skipjacks in. Here's Everson now. Tied up by Hotham in the near corner and Gatsos. Puck poked behind the goal. And Sharpley's got it for the Skipjacks. Here is Glenn Sharpley now. Trying to feed it up left side to Ralston, but McLean checked him. Ralston getting it back. Steered up the near horn. And Gatsos will finally pick it up. Beating Ralston now at center. Here's Ralston in over the line. Cutting down the left side. Gets around Beaudoin. In the slot to Sharpley. He's closing in. Couldn't get a shot away. And taken down from behind. Here is Gatsos now with the puck. Dumping it back behind the goal. Here is Sharpley trying to center. Fan of the centering try. Now the puck gathered in by Mark Patterson. And the Waiters break on. Right side of McLean. And across the Baltimore line. Here's McLean. Centering one for Everson, but he was tied up by Hotham. Now the puck picked up and a shot by Fenton is stopped by Brian Ford. And the Jacks break out. Charlesworth shovels it ahead for Ralston. Now over the line for Gatsos, but he lost control. And it's back into Baltimore territory. 5:34 to play here. Period one. The Jacks have the lead 2-1. Gatsos now weaves through center. Left side to Risling. Back for Gatsos. Closing in. Couldn't get the backhand away. Here is Gatsos now. Spun around. Knocked to the ice. Shaw with a puck. And gets it up on the right side of McLean. 3-on-2 for the Waiters. McLean carries the mail to Newberry over the line. Look out. Newberry breaking in. Side of the goal. Trying to stuff it in front, but Ford grabs the puck and hangs on for the face-off. Great play there by Brian Ford as Newberry cutting down the right side had Evans in front. Goaltender Brian Ford, who's just made one mistake today. A goal by Grant Martin. Skipjacks with the lead here, 2-1. Baltimore scoring 2 goals in 16 seconds early in the first period to get the lead 2-0. And the Waiters coming back to get back within 1 on the goal by Grant Martin. Lamoureux whistling. And Belanger up front. Puck back at the point. Shaw with a blast. Stopped by Belanger. Race for the puck at center. Deflected off Belanger. And Bloomquist got back in time. Loose puck now at the Waiter blue line. Taken by Erickson. He'll drop it back to his defense now. At his own end, here comes Bloomquist with a puck. Up on the right side to Erickson. Erickson now looks for skating room. Crosses the red line and flips it into Baltimore ice. Racing in after Brad Shaw now in the near corner. Takes a hit from Lamoureux and off the puck he goes. Now Evans grabs the puck. Top of the left wing circle. Evans moving in. The wrister goes wide of the goal. Now at the right point, Bloomquist will wrist one toward the net. That's blocked in front. I think Hotham got in the way of that. Now near corner, Shaw checked by Lamoureux. They both go to the ice. Loose puck as Belanger steps into Evans. It's back at the point. Shot by Newberry, kicked out by Ford. Centering try by Evans, and Lamoureux's got that. And Lamoureux with a puck, right wing to Belanger. Into the Whalers' end. He tried to center back for Risling, but it was taken by Brad Shaw. Now loose in the neutral zone. Belanger gets it, gives it right back to Newberry. And Newberry now with a break over the Jacks line. Here's John Newberry in down the right side. The wrist shot, and it was partially blocked by McDonnell. Now Erickson tried to center one, couldn't do it. Loose puck behind the Baltimore net. Steered up to the near boards, and now finally Belanger will just poke it back into Binghamton territory. 3:51 left here in a fast-moving period number one. Andre Heedy with a puck. Shooting it up ice. Here come the Whalers. Quick break. Taylor over the line. Out on the left side to Heedy. His shot blocked in front there by Todd Charlesworth. And Charlesworth comes back with Airy and Chan. They'll shoot it in, wristing it behind the Whalers net. And quickly back to get it now, Bob Airy. But Bronshadow beats him to the puck. Kept in at the point by Gortz. His shot knocked down by Bronshadow in the slot. And taken away by Bronshadow. He'll step to center and shoot it in back behind the Jacks goal. Charlesworth going back to get it here. Todd Charlesworth, first game. Penalty coming up here, it looks like against Binghamton as Ryan Ford heads to the bench. Delayed penalty coming up against the Whalers. And banging up the center ice, puck stopped by Taylor. And we get a whistle here, and a power play coming up for Baltimore. And let's see who's going to get the gate here. It's going to be a cross-checking call against Mark Taylor. 3:05 left, period number one. 2-1 Skipjacks, and with the Jacks power play coming up, we'll take a timeout. You're listening to Skipjacks Hockey on AM 1230 WITH. Tim Donnelly back with you at the Baltimore Civic Center. Penalty against Mark Taylor for cross-checking. Skipjacks have the power players. Carlson now going behind the Whalers net. Carlson now trying to backhand it in front, knocked down by Yves Beaudoin. And he'll clear the puck up into the crowd. And game in the second quarter. Carlson, Airy, and Simpson up front. It'll be Carlson and Evison for the face-off. To the right of goalie Bob Mason in Binghamton territory. Hotham McDonnell playing the points. Puck dropped. It'll roll to the far corner. Beaudoin banging off the glass. Couldn't get it out. Holding it in nicely. McDonnell to left point. Left boards to Carlson. Getting it back behind the goal. Here's Bob Airy. Over to Carlson. Getting it back now. Left point to McDonnell. McDonnell wristing it toward the goal. It's just wide. Rebound in front. And it's still loose. Who's got it? Grant Martin will get it. Find the opening and clear it down ice. That was called there for the Whalers. They dodged the bullet. Baltimore almost got goal number 3 in the net. As Hotham steps to center and now will clear it in back behind the Binghamton goal. Mason stopping it as Carlson and Deneen get their sticks up. Puck clear to the line, not out. Here's Deneen. He'll gulp it all the way down ice. Carlson needs a break. And Sharpley and Gatsos now the new penalty killers. The new power play men, I should say. Here is Grant Martin coming in on a steal. His shot partially deflected on the way to the goal. Now it's gathered in behind the net by McDonnell. Over to Airy. Back to McDonnell. Right side now to Sharpley at center. 32 seconds left in the Baltimore power play. Sharpley coming in right wing to Gatsos. Has Ralston open. Shot in front. And Ralston tipped it into the pads of Bob Mason. Out the left point, Wally Weir. Shot kicked out by Mason. Right point, Gortz now will cut in deep. Go behind the goal. Checked by Bronshadow. Bronshadow now with a puck. Steering it up the far boards. Wally Weir holding it in. Back in the far corner now. Deneen battling with Ralston. Sharply in there along with Thompson. Then they'll freeze it. As they stack it up in the far corner, the Whalers, the Jacks at that point could play it safe a little bit and not be intimidated. Right puck back at the point to Wally Weir. His drive kicked out by Mason. And the puck at center to Dean Evison. Over the line, but Weir took it away from Dean Evison. We're back at equal strength now. Last minute of play, period number 1. Gatsos now in his own zone for the Skipjacks. Here's Steve Gatsos now. Getting it up to Sharpley at center. Trying to get it into the Whalers' end. Can't do it. It's back in the neutral zone. Picked up by Weir. And he'll finally clear it into the Whalers' end. Down the far corner now. Tommy Ralston with a puck. Getting away from Newberry. Ralston behind the goal. Stuffs the puck in front, but right there's Grant Martin to take it away in the slot. Now Newberry again checked by Ralston. Waiters caught deep in their own zone here. Deneen now trying to muscle it out. Finally bangs it off the glass. And back into Baltimore territory. This should be icing. Weir back to get it. He touches, an icing called here against the Waiters. 21 seconds left here in the first. Back live at the Civic Center. Off the face-off now. Here's Belanger moving into the slot. His shot blocked by the defense. It's cleared finally out to center with 12 seconds to go in the period. Timo Blomqvist, slap shot, fakes it now, comes in down the right side. His weak shot stopped easily by Brian Ford. And now Hotham swinging up to Lamoureux at center. Lamoureux now backhands it rink wide, whistling after the puck. At the Waiter line, but the buzzer sounds, ending. Nixon on the right side. And on the left wing, it'll be Darrell Evans. And the puck dropped. We're underway now in period number 2. And off the face-off, Yves Baudouin will shoot it back behind the Skipjacks goal. Weir steers the puck far boards. Here's a drive right on. Save. Rebound by Ford and a beauty. As he robs Brian Erickson in front on the rebound of a shot at the left point by Mark Patterson. And Ford covers up there and a good save on the rebound by Brian. Number 2 early. Made 14 saves in the first period for the Skipjacks. All right, Newberry and Carlson now for the face-off in the right wing circle to the left of Brian Ford. Off the face-off, Carlson steers it back behind his own goal to Todd Charlesworth. Here is Charlesworth now, feeding it up to DeFazio. He'll wrist it in down the right wing boards. Chasing it, Bobby Giel after it. Couldn't get there. Thompson getting there first. Now the Waiters get tangled up with each other, having trouble getting the puck out of their own zone. Beyond the goal, where's Baudouin down? Trying to move it out of his own end, just fires it back to the neutral zone, and Greg Hotham's on it there for the Skipjacks. Up to Charlesworth at center. Tried to wrist it in, but couldn't get around the check by Newberry. And the Waiters now shoot it up ice, but the puck deflects off Darrell Evans, and Steve Carlson bounces into the Binghamton bench, and we'll get a whistle and a face-off at center. We have played 50 seconds of period number 2, and the Skipjacks have the lead over the Waiters by a score of 2-1. Again, we're back on the air Wednesday from Hershey. You'll hear it right here on WITH. Puck drop now. Get a face-off. Grant Martin and Glenn Sharpley. Puck shot to the Waiters line. And now we get a whistle here, and I think we've got a hand pass called against Binghamton. That'll give us a face-off back inside the Waiters zone. We'd like to remind you, and this reminder going out to all Booster Club members, there'll be a meeting this Monday, October 21st at Harbor City Inn, located at Russell Street, and the time 7:30. If you're a Booster Club member, you need to come, as the Booster Club and their new president, Pat Wilson, make plans to support the Jacks this season in a number of different activities. If you'd like to join the Booster Club, just show up at the meeting at the Harbor City Inn on Russell Street this Monday, tomorrow night at 7:30. From the draw, the Waiters have the puck now in their own zone. Timo Blomqvist bangs it off the glass, outside the line, picked up by Sharpley. Glenn Sharpley now trying to feed it over to Gatsos. He fell down at center ice, goes back to get it, and flicks it into the Waiters zone. But Timo Blomqvist gets possession, goes behind his goal. And now they'll try to bring it out. Here come the Waiters now. Grant Martin at center. Stick handles across the line. Drop pass with the puck taken away by Dahlquist. Up to Gatsos at center. Got Sharpley trailing. Gatsos moves over the line. His shot just missed the goal. Now Sharpley trying to get a backhander away deep in the left wing circle, but that's sticked aside. Now the Waiter defense. Now at the point, look out. Here come the Waiters. 3-on-1 break. Pass over the line. Too far for Taylor. And a good break there for the Skipjacks. They had a 3-on-1 with McDonnell that owned Jack back. All right, Waiters keep it in. Baltimore territory now. Stuffed behind the goal. Taylor jams with McDonnell. McDonnell avoids the check. And the Jacks take over. Here comes Ralston now. He breaks out of his own end. Stick handles across the Waiter line. Wrist one toward the goal. Mason makes the save with the stick. Brown Shadow now has the puck. Binghamton will try to get it out. Sharpley checking Andre Heedy on the far boards, and that's where they're going to stack it up and freeze it in Binghamton territory. Tim Donnelly back with you at the Civic Center from the draw. Okay. Tim Donnelly back with you at the Civic Center. Skipjacks will steer the puck back behind the Binghamton goal. Back after there, Deneen. Checked by Gary Risling. Lost the puck. Now Risling goes back to get it. Deneen holds him up. Risling now in the far corner. Held by Brownshuttle. They jam up now. Lamoureux, Risling, Brownshuttle, Evison. Lamoureux finally digs it up, and now Evison checks him again. Risling now trying to make a move toward the slot, but tripped up. It's back at the point. There's a shot deflected wide of the goal in the slot there by Belanger. Now on the far boards, here is Gary Risling with a puck. Risling now, left point to Weir. Trying to stuff it toward the goal, stopped by Thompson. Here comes a 2-on-1 for the Waiters. Thompson over the line, takes the shot for the save, and he covers up on the rebound. Thompson blocked the shot by Wally Weir and came in 2-on-1 on Brian Ford. And elected to take. Says he cannot be blamed for that error. It's given to him from downstairs. All right, Raj, no problem. We'll forgive that fella down there. Face off on the Baltimore end, off the draw. Charlesworth's got the puck in his own zone. Jack's trying to get it out. Airy with an attempt, can't do it. And it's held in by Mark Patterson. And the Waiters at the right point. There's a shot blocked by one of the Skipjacks. I think Simpson got in the way of that shot. Out on the near boards. Darrell Evans trying to hold it in. Does so. Back in the near corner. Erickson now pulled down from behind. Got a penalty coming up here against Todd Charlesworth. We're pulling down Bugsy Erickson. And Charlesworth will get a hold here. And the Waiters will have a power play chance. So Charlesworth will head to the penalty box here, and Binghamton will get a power play opportunity. See if we can check back here and see what they are now for their last several games. They are behind and behind plenty. At the right point, Yves Beaudoin with a puck. Left point, not Brownshuttle. In the slot, here is Martin. Couldn't get the shot away. Sharply checked him from behind and a good defensive play. Now they jam up near corner. Here's Wally Weir. Back at the right point to Yves Beaudoin. He'll take the drive. It's wide of the goal. And Brownshuttle, will he hold it in left point? He will. Carlson, hard work. Couldn't get it out. Outside of the goal. Look out. There's a sliding chance there, but great save by Wally Weir. As Andre Heedy tried to slide it over at the side of the goal to Mark Taylor, but Wally Weir got down to make a great sliding save that time. Great defensive play by Wally Weir. The puck caught beneath Wally, and we're going to whistle it down in the face-off coming up here in the left wing circle. 1:35 to go. The Todd Charlesworth penalty off for holding. From the draw, back of the left point, Brownshuttle steers it in behind the Jacks goal. Gortz on it there first. Up to Sharpley, couldn't get it out. Now Brownshuttle now moving in, trying to get it over to Taylor off a stick by Carlson. Now Beaudoin, left point to Brownshuttle, slap shot toward the goal, wide of the net. Taylor now stuffs the puck in front. Heedy now shot in front, saved by Ford. And Martin knocked down by Gortz. Finally, the puck grabbed off by Sharpley. And he'll feed it over to Carlson at center. Carlson checked by Brownshuttle, and Brownshuttle gets the puck. Puts it back to his own blue line to Yves Beaudoin. 2-1 Skipjacks here. 15-10 left, period 2. Beaudoin now stick handles over the line. To Martin in the slot. Here's Grant Martin holding it up. At the left point, center point, Brownshuttle moves in his drive. Carlson got in the way of that to block it. Weir and Taylor jam up near corner. A lot of bodies moving in that near corner. Weir now slashes one of the Waiters. Penalty upcoming here against Baltimore. Weir's going to go off. Here comes Brownshuttle now moving in. Backhander saved by Ford. Rebound cleared out of there by Wally Weir. And Weir's good. So Weir should return, but to wait and see how bad his injury was. He got high-sticked, obviously, by Mark Taylor. And the Waiters now with a 4-on-3 advantage. They still have the power play. Fenton now closing in and passes off near corner to Darrell Evans. Here's Evans now in the left wing circle, spinning away from Hotham. Evans now, center point, Fenton moving in, shot blocked by Carlson, and Carlson grabs onto his puck and clears it down ice. Having Steve Carlson out there killing off penalties, just like having another goaltender. He might make as many saves during a power play as the goaltender will. All right, Charlesworth back on. We're back at equal strength. Look out, the Waiters coming in, cross-ice pass, shot score. Evans passing over to Paul Fenton, and Fenton pokes the puck into the wide open net. It is not a power play. All right, Simpson now at center ice with Grant Martin. Puck dropped, Hotham hitting it to Simpson over the line. Here comes Simpson now in the slot. Back for Bob Airy. Airy back for Simpson, turns around, fires one just wide of the goal. What a setup by Bob Airy, but Simpson just backhanded it wide. Now the puck dills deep in Whalers territory. Far corner now after the puck, John Newberry. And he gets it out to Grant Martin at center. Martin now back for Newberry. Streaks it across the line, down the left wing, the shot, and Ford got a piece of that with a left glove hand. Now Beaudoin centers, but right there is McDonnell to take it away. Here comes McDonnell, 3-on-3. Will wrist it in, but it's off of one of the Whalers. That was Grant Martin, and the puck at center. Here's Newberry now in the neutral zone for the Whalers. Cross ice to Beaudoin. He'll just stick it in back behind the Baltimore goal. As the Whalers changing up with a fly, Hotham coming back. Feed it up left wing, Bob Airy. Airy tried to send it rink wide to Fenton, but Fenton stops that. And Bloomquist now. She did get ahead for Evison, but Hotham gets in the way of that and takes the puck. Here's Greg Hotham now in his own zone. Good play to get away from Fenton. He feeds it up ice. It's off the stick of Simpson. Jacks are going to change up with a fly here, and the Whalers break out quickly. Here's Shaw over the line. Play good. Here comes Fenton moving in. Shot saved by Ford. Rebound. And Evison can't get to it. Now it's centered. It's back at the right point. Bloomquist. He's closing in. Slap shot. Missed the goal. Out the side of the goal. Here is Hotham. Knocks down Fenton, and we got a holding call coming up against the Skipjacks here. Hotham last year for the Skipjacks played in 44 games, 4 goals, 27 assists, 31 points, and 43 penalty minutes. I'm going to play at equal strength now for the next 2 minutes. 4 skaters and a goaltender face off in the Baltimore end. Momentum shifting now a bit to the Whalers here in the second period. Here's Martin now with the puck, getting it back at the left point to Shaw. The wrist shot knocked down with a blocker of Brian Ford. Far corner now, Shaw holding it in to the near corner. Now it's back behind the net. Shaw knocked off his skates. We're going to get a penalty coming up here against Glenn Sharpley. Boy, I tell you, I don't know about that call whatsoever. Holding call against Glenn Sharpley. Or is it going to be against Dave Gortz? Play here. Well, they're still going to get it. A 40-second power play when the penalty to Gortz is over with. But right now it's a 4-on-3 Whalers advantage. On the draw, back at the Bloomquist. At the left point now to Evans. Dale Evans now with a puck. At the left wing circle to Martin. Back for Bloomquist. Shot save in front by Brian Ford. Look out. Ford out of his goal. Puck still loose. Bloomquist now right point. Evans left point. Dale Evans now holding it up. Near boards now to Newberry. Newberry with a puck. Top of the circle. Now to Martin in the right wing circle. Bloomquist left point. Bloomquist now slapped to Martin. Shot blocked in front by Carlson. And grabs that loose puck and clears it down ice. Steve Carlson is some kind of fearless blocking those shots. They got to hurt. And the Whalers break back up ice here. They look for the go-ahead goal. Martin now over the line for Newberry. Newberry now in the right wing circle, holding it up, puts on the brakes. Hounded by McDonnell. McDonnell strips the puck away from Newberry. And they'll fire it back into the Binghamton zone. Good hustle and a good defensive play by McDonnell. Odd Evans now with a puck for the Whalers ahead to Newberry. Hustling quickly across the Baltimore line. John Newberry gave the puck right to Lamoureux. He'll clear it to center, hit the linesman. Now Lamoureux getting it back. Mitch rags the puck in the neutral zone. Now steps across the line. Slap shot! Score! Mitch Lamoureux stunned Bob Mason as he fires in a short-handed goal from just outside the blue line. And that surprised about everybody here. A big goal by Mitch Lamoureux. Back live at the Civic Center. Whalers have the puck now, back in their own end. Hotham about set to step on the ice here, 10 seconds. Quickly, Evison over the Baltimore line. Here's Dean Evison now, holding it up center point. Now back of the left point, Brownshottle. Wrists it toward the goal. It's tipped wide of the net that time by Fenton. Fenton gets it back. Left point, Brownshottle. Hotham coming back on the ice. There's a drive in front by Brownshottle. And it's stopped in front. We're back at equal strength here. 9 seconds left on the Gortz penalty. Then the Jacks will have a power play for 40 seconds. They're jamming up now near boards, Baltimore end. It goes behind the goal. Here's Dean Evison now. Trying to stop it in front for Fenton. Can't do it. Now Dahlquist checks Evison. And the puck cleared outside the line, back to center. Baltimore now with the power plays. Yves Beaudoin shoots it in for Jim Thompson, with Thompson offside. We'll get a face-off here in the neutral zone, just inside the Skipjacks side of center red. Great job of the Skipjacks penalty killers. They kept the Waiters off the scoreboard in the power play. In the meantime, got the lead as well on a shorthanded goal from Mitch Lamoureux. It's 3-2 Skipjacks here with 10:10 left in period 2. Jacks now will go to work for a brief power play. 28 seconds left on the 5-minute major to Mark Taylor. From the face-off, here's Roger Belanger at center. Coming back with Lamoureux and Risling. Roger carries it over the line, down the left wing. Here's Belanger now. Lost control of the puck near corner. Bloomquist now to the line, not out. Charlesworth holding it in to Belanger near boards. Trying to get it back behind the goal to Lamoureux, but it went by him. Shaw will backhand it to the line, not out. Holding it in now, Lamoureux. Here's Mitch at the far point. Whistle now. They're going to call a hand pass here against Greg Hotham. And that'll whistle. Face-off outside the Binghamton blue line here. 4 seconds left on the Jacks power play. Charlesworth now backhands it inside of the Waiters goal. All right, Taylor back on. We're back at equal strength now. As the Waiters throw the puck all the way back into Jacks territory. Ford setting it up there for Greg Hotham. 9:33 to go here in the second period. 3-2. Baltimore with the lead now. With the puck, it's off the skate of Belanger. He'll tip it into the Waiters' end. Near corner. With the puck, Thompson. He is hit high by Mitch Lamoureux. As Thompson clears the puck back to center. Here's Charlesworth now. The Belanger, he'll shoot it in right wing corner. Baltimore in, Lamoureux racing after it, trying to stop it in front. And Risling couldn't get a stick on it. Charlesworth holding it in now at the left point. Now we get a whistle. Let's see here. They're going to get a whistle on a face-off outside. Back to his defense. Deneen now with the puck. Pete Deneen, the son of the Adirondack coach, Bill Deneen, shoots it in on goalie Brian Ford. He'll stick it aside, leave it for Gatsos. Gatsos check, far corner now. And the Skipjacks end. Puck comes loose. Sharpley's got it. Back for Gatsos. And he'll just backhand it off the boards back into the neutral zone. And Deneen back to get it. Oilers now having trouble with their own blue line. Now ahead at center. Here's Evans to the Jacks line, but McDonnell is on it there. To Gatsos on the right wing. He'll tip it into the Waiters' end. Now Brownshadow on the far boards, grabs the puck, has skating room and starts it out. Brownshadow now works it to center. He'll stick handle over the Baltimore line. Avoids a check by Dahlquist, centers one side of the goal. Now it's back of the point, moving in. Deneen, the shot, save in front. Penalty upcoming here against the Skipjacks. As we get a big jam up now in front of the Jacks goal. Brian Ford is sprawled out, belly first. Power play goal and 8 Waiter opportunities. The Jack in the box at the moment is Chris Dahlquist. He's off for interference at 11:46. And off the face-off in the Baltimore end, it's cleared all the way down ice by the Skipjacks. And the Waiters have to go back to get it now. They're on the power play. And up ice now with a puck. Here is Beaudoin. Pass went behind Grant Martin. Now Gorch stick handles over the line. Gorch down the right side. The shot, Mason save, rebound. Saved by Mason again on Carlson. Now Mason's going to cover up side of the goal. And we'll get a whistle now to face off from the Waiters' end. Good bit of stick handling there by rookie defenseman Dave Gortz. 1:35 to go in the Dahlquist penalty. A goal by Fenton here. We're checking to see if that was a power play or not. Okay, it was not. And off the face-off now in Binghamton territory. Puck dug out by Grant Martin. He starts back for the Waiters. Martin now giving a right wing feed out of the reach of Brad Shaw. Giel now will poke at the center. And Grant Martin now has the puck. For the Waiters, they got to go back to the neutral zone. Steered back in Jack's territory by Beaudoin. Now in the near corner, Taylor after the puck. Here comes Mark Taylor. Near boards to Andre Heedy. Heedy now. Back for Taylor. Taylor now getting it back at the right point to Shaw. Left point to Thompson. And the slot to Taylor, but broken up by Hotham. Had a breaking Steve Carlson. Could not get on the puck. Now Taylor holding it in now in the near corner. Here is Mark Taylor with the puck. Back at the right point to Shaw. Shaw near boards to Mark Taylor. Taylor now back at the right point to Shaw. Shot blocked in front by Carlson. He'll start back 2-on-2. He's upended by Mark Taylor, and we got a penalty coming up here for the Whalers. Mark Taylor, as he hauled down Steve Carlson as Carney was making his move up ice. So that will even things up. Tim Donnelly back with you at the Civic Center. We're at equal strength right now for the next 35 seconds, and then when Dahlquist comes out of the penalty box, the Jacks will have a power play. At center, Erickson now wheels it over the line, takes the slap shot from the blue line, but Charlesworth blocked that. And now Bob Airy comes back 2-on-2 with Sharpley. Airy over the line, had the puck poke checked off his stick by Braunscheitel. Now Charlesworth cutting it deep, leaving it near boards for Sharpley. Here is Glenn Sharpley now, wristing it toward the goal. And Mason got a piece of that to knock it away. Now Sharpley getting it back now at the near point. Drives it back behind the goal. Evans now lost it. Bob Airy centers. Nobody home for the Skipjacks. Back at the point, Charlesworth will hold it in now. Down the left wing boards for Sharpley. Here is Sharpley moving in. The wrist shot sticked aside by Bob Mason. Power play for Baltimore now as Dahlquist back on. And the Jacks have a power play now for 1:09 as McDonnell clears the puck into Waiters ice. Braunscheitel now goes back to get it. They're working up the far boards. Back at the right point, McDonnell closing in. Shot saved by Mason. And Airy couldn't get to the rebound. Now they stack it up behind the Waiters' goal. And falling down to the puck back there, Darrell Evans. The whistle and a face-off coming up in Binghamton territory. We have 52 seconds left now, and the penalty to Mark Taylor. Jacks trying to win their 4th game in a row and hang on to first place. They're tied right now for first place with the Rochester Americans. All right, Colin Chin, Gatsos, and DeFazio up front for the Skipjacks. Dean Evison and Chin for the draw. They're moving in. Puck drop. Gatsos off the face-off circle. Lets one fly, and Mason stops that. All right, Chin now with a puck, center point. To Hotham moving in. Hotham now lost the puck. Gortz holding it in. Center point drive. That's blocked on the way to the goal. And the Waiters banging off the boards back to the Jacks blue line. There's Hotham back to get it now for the Skipjacks. Baltimore in the power play. Hotham now in his own end. Stacantos through center ice. Lost the puck. Picked up now by Gortz at the blue line. But the Waiters grab it back at their own blue line. That was Mark Patterson. He steers it back into Baltimore territory. Chance for one last quick rush here in the power play. Up on the right side, Gatsos, left wing DeFazio. He'll chase the puck into the Waiters' end. On the near boards, puts on the brakes, trying to get it rink wide for a breaking Dave Gortz, but was broken up by Paul Fenton, and the puck poked back to the Skipjacks line. Here's Evison now, side of the goal. Shot, and he missed the net. Good play there by Ford to cut down that angle. All right, Taylor back on. We're back at equal strength. Chin with the puck now at his own blue line. Hitting it up right side, out of the reach of Gatsos. He couldn't get to it. And Binghamton now with a puck with 4:44 to go here in period 2. Here is Yves Beaudoin. Fires it in left wing corner. Skipjacks and Gortz now after it. He's checked by Heedy. Albadange and Martin go to the backboards after the puck. They collide. Gortz now trying to get it out. Taylor steals now side of the Baltimore goal. They got his Mark Taylor behind the net. Comes in. Shot, he backhanded it wide. And now DeFazio will just bang it all the way back into Waiters territory. And the Skipjacks changing up here in the fly, and the Waiters go back to get it. Up the center of the ice now. Here's Grant Martin at his own end. Weaves across the Baltimore line. Martin now feeding it inside of the goal. Nobody there but Brian Ford. He'll leave it for rookie defenseman Chris Dahlquist. Headman pass on the money to Lamoureux. Over the line, left wing to Risling. Back for Lamoureux. And that was tipped just wide of the goal. Now Shaw leveled by Lamoureux behind the Binghamton goal. Waiters break back. Here they come. Taylor feeding it inside of the goal. Ford now way out of his goal. And we get a whistle here. And we've got a slashing call coming up against Baltimore here. Tim Donnelly back with you at the Civic Center. Penalty, Roger Belanger. He's off for slashing here at 16:15. And now the Waiters break it over the Baltimore line. Here's Hotham now trying to get that puck out of danger. Waiters maintain possession now. Left point to Shaw. Now to Erickson. He fires one. Gortz blocks that. Sharply. Can he get it out? No. Held in on a good play by Shaw. To Bloomquist now at the right point. Fires one, but a glove save by Brian Ford. And we'll get a whistle and a face-off here. And we'll drop the puck here in the Baltimore end. Getting some kind of a stick in the face from Mark Taylor. Waiters now on the power play. It's back at the point. Beaudoin's shot stopped by Sharpley. Sharpley's got the puck now. He'll bang it to center. Off the skate of Carlson. Waiters control there. Here's Brownshadow now in the center circle. Stick handles over the line now. Brownshadow sees a little opening down the left side. Tried to feed the puck in front of Fenton. It was too long for him. Now it's back at the right point. Beaudoin with a puck to Brownshadow. Right wing circle, Fenton. Right point, shot right on. Ford gloves it, waist high, and hangs on for the face-off. Brian Ford didn't see that puck to the very last moment. And with two hands, he held that puck close to his chest. The shot by Yves Beaudoin, right point. Eddie hangs on for the face-off. 1:02 to go, and the penalty to Roger Belanger. Off the ice now for holding. And we have 2:47 to go in the period. It is 3-2 Baltimore here. Waiters fighting back to tie it up, and a goal by Paul Fenton here in the second period. But a shorthanded goal by Mitch Lamoureux as the Jacks back on top 3-2. All right, a face-off now to the right of Brian Ford. Carlson and Martin. Puck back at the point now to Brownshadow. Right point to Beaudoin. Holding it up. Looks for the open man. Center point Brownshadow. Now they try to get it in the left wing circle. Carlson bats the puck into the air. And we got a hand pass called here against Binghamton. And that'll bring the face-off outside the Skipjacks line. What a job Carlson's doing this afternoon for the Skipjacks, penalty killing. He's been all over the ice. Jacks are back home this coming Saturday night to take on the St. Catherine Saints. It's puck night. Sponsored by PJ Crickets. First 5,000 fans attending will receive an official Skipjacks puck. Compliments of PJ Crickets and the Skipjacks. All right, the Waiters now break across the line. Here's a pass right side to Andre Heedy. Holding it up now near boards. Looks, waits, watches, cutting toward the goal. Behind the net now to Erickson, trying to stuff it in front. And it's held back at the right point now to Beaudoin. His drive through traffic is wide. Now Chin trying to get it out. He will golf it on the backhand, back into the Waiters' end. 13 seconds left on the penalty to Belanger. Waiters now one last quick rush on the power play. They bring it back to the Baltimore line, but McDonnell steers it ahead at center. Brownshadow knocked down by Bob Airy, who used his body there. And Al Charlesworth has the puck in his own zone. Penalty to Belanger is over. As Chin will backhand the puck deep in Binghamton territory. This should be icing here against the Skipjacks, and it will be icing against Baltimore as Beaudoin touches up. Starting in Buffalo the night before on a couple of goals by Mike Gartner. He is off to a great start. 6 goals already this season. All right, face-off now. Look out, loose puck in front of the Baltimore goal. And Ford dives forward, pounces on the puck, and he'll hang on for the face-off. Hey, Gene Ubriaco's got to be happy with his goaltending thus far. Brian Ford's played well. Cooper getting a couple of wins in his first 2 starts. 35 and 34 saves, respectively. And Brian Ford playing well here this afternoon. All right, off the face-off now. There's a shot by Thompson. That's blocked in front. Back at the point, Bloomquist. There's it down the right wing boards now. Taylor. Back to Bloomquist, right point. Here comes Timo moving in. Fakes the shot. Great save there by Brian Ford. He got the left pad on that shot. Shot by Timo Bloomquist. And Sharpley now gets the puck. Feeds it up ice to Gatsos. It's by him. Mason coming out. Steers the puck up into the crowd. And that will be a penalty here against the Binghamton Waiters. As Mason, the left wing, and Tom Ralston on the right side. Dave Gortz and Greg Hotham on defense. Penalty killers for the Waiters. Dean Evison and Grant Martin. Make that Bradshaw and Timo Bloomquist back on defense. All right, Brant cannot serve the penalty. It's got to be somebody who was on the ice at the time, and that brings on Jim Thompson. So Mason gets the penalty for delay of game here at 18:57. Face-off to the left of Mason in the Baltimore end. It's tipped back behind the goal. Thompson back after it. Checked by Ralston. Steering it up the near boards to Evison, and outside the line, here's Grant Martin now. One man to beat. That's Dave Gortz. He'll put on the brakes. Beat it left side for Evison. And Evison will just try to backhand it back into Baltimore territory, but before it gets there, it's taken by Tom Ralston. Here's Raleigh now in his own zone. Feeds it up right side to Gortz. Left wing back to Ralston. Here comes Tommy. Streaks across the Waiter line. Holds it up near boards. Takes a look around now. Tom Ralston with a puck. Near corner, Steve Gatsos. Gatsos now in the circle. Moving in. Shot save. Ralston rebound. Tip to the goal, and Mason stopping that. Now it's behind the Waiter net. As we get a tie-up here, Glenn Sharpley and Timo Blomqvist. And all the players now grabbing a hold of each other at the side of the Waiters' goal. Got a whistle here. We'll get a face-off coming up in Binghamton territory. Timo Blomqvist, not one of the ones to rough it up very much. All right, face-off now to the right of Mason. It's cleared back behind the Waiter goal. And grabbing the puck and clearing it down ice for Binghamton, Pete Dineen. 15 seconds left here, period number 2. With the puck now, Gortz up the center of the ice to Ralston. And over the line with 5 seconds to go. Ralston now to Sharpley in the slot. Couldn't get a shot away. 2 seconds to go. Puck cleared down ice by Binghamton, and that will do it. Baltimore, 1 minute. Just break back over the line. Newberry comes in, backhander save, rebound, score. Oh, wait a minute. Back batted out of there. Oh, wait a minute. Black batted out of there. Okay. Out. Back live at the Baltimore Civic Center. Tim Donnelly. We are set to go here for play-by-play. Period number 3. Puck dropped and we're underway now. Jacks have the puck now in their own zone and the power play. And it's center now. Here comes Greg Hotham. He'll wrist it in left wing corner, Binghamton zone. O'Dwayne trying to get it out. Can't do it. Here's Tommy Ralston back behind the goal to Sharpley. Back to Ralston far board. Skipjacks setting up here on the power play. Ralston now at the right point to Greg Hotham. And we have a penalty coming up here against Glenn Sharpley. They're calling him for interference in front of the Binghamton goal. And Gene Ubriaco very upset with that call. As I mentioned, Bob Hall apparently wants to try to work the Waiters out of their slump this couple of games. Now going back to the game on Wednesday, they are 1 for 21. 0 for 13 and 0 for 5 in this game, as Sharpley will go off for interference at the 51-second mark of period number 3. So we're back at equal strength there. The penalty to Mason just about over. All right, Thompson serving the penalty for Mason is back onto the ice now. And we are back at we are back now with the Waiters on the power play. Down the right side, the shot. Ford kicking out that hard shot by Yves Baudouin. He came out beautifully to cut down that angle. I'll tell you, Brian Ford is playing his angles extremely well this season. As Brown Shadow hustles back to get the puck in his own zone. Now Rissling steals on the Binghamton end. Rissling now backhanding along the near boards to Lamoureux. Mitch already has a shorthanded goal in the hockey game. Lamoureux now trying to tie it up. Near boards in the Binghamton end, and now we have a whistle here. And an offside call against the Skipjacks. Tie things up. We'll get a face-off outside the Waiters blue line here. We have played 1 minute 29 seconds of period number 3. And the Skipjacks on top of Binghamton by a score of 3-2. And we have 1:22 left on the penalty to Glenn Sharpley. From the draw, Lamoureux poking into Waiters territory. Now Baudouin with a pocket center. Shoots it in, but Wally Weir, who is back on the ice now. We understand that Weir had a cut over his right eye, but he is patched up and now back in the lineup. Look out, here comes Dale Evans moving in. His backhander and forward with a great save there on Dale Evans. Oh my goodness. Evans tried to tie up the game again on the backhand, and Ford said no. Now a shot from the right point by Beaudoin, and Ford grabs that, and he hangs on for the faceoff. Out-of-town scoreboard in the American Hockey League this afternoon. Springfield 2 and Nova Scotia 2. That game at the Metro Center in Halifax at after 2 periods. Final score NFL. The Redskins fall and fall hard this afternoon. The New York Giants 17 and the Washington Redskins 3. That game played at the Meadowlands in East Rutherford, New Jersey this afternoon. Other final, Philadelphia beating the Dallas Cowboys 16-14. Eagles with an upset. Power play now, Whalers still on it now. In the right wing circle, here's a shot. It's wide of the goal by Mark Taylor. Now Brad Shaw at the left point, tried to get it down the left wing boards. He was checked by Carls. And this coming week, 2 out of 3 games on the road. Wednesday at Hershey. Saturday back here at the Civic Center. And Wednesday, I make that Sunday night again in Hershey. On the faceoff, it's controlled back at center by the Whalers. Here is Bloomquist, tried to feed the puck in for Grant Martin, but it's by him. And kicked outside the line, and whistle here, offside Whalers. They tried to bring it back in. Bloomquist tried to shoot it back in, but the Whalers were caught inside the zone. And we have an offside against Binghamton. A reminder for all Booster Club members, monthly meeting tomorrow at the Harbor City Inn at 7:30. Make your plans to be there. Booster Club meeting tomorrow night, October the 21st, 7:30 p.m. at the Harbor City Inn on Russell Street. If you'd like to join the Booster Club, just show up at the meeting and they'll give you all the pertinent information. Doesn't cost a lot, I know that. You can help support the Skipjacks this season through the Booster Club. All right, 7 seconds left now on the penalty to Glenn Sharpley. Guy will chase the puck on the Binghamton end. He ties up Brad Shaw near corner. Now Bloomquist has it behind his own goal. Now Sharpley out of the penalty box. We're back at equal strength. Whalers 6 power plays and empty on all 6 in this one. Here's McDonnell now, shooting that puck inside of the Whalers' goal. Back to get it Bloomquist. Stirring it up near boards, Giel. To the line to McDonnell. This shot from 60 feet. Glove mask high by Bob Mason. He'll hang on to it there. We'll get a face-off coming up in the Binghamton zone. And Moncton at Sherbrooke. Colin Chin, John Newberry for the draw. And it's deflected to the slot area and now cleared to center by the Whalers, but Hotham grabs it there, clears it right back into the Binghamton zone. Far corner now, Bob Airy on the puck and on with Colin Chin. Airy digs it out. Airy now in the far corner. The Chin side of the goal. Chin coming in, backhander save in front by Mason. And a good stop there. Now Hotham on the near boards. So they get to the near corner. Airy taken out there by Patterson. And the whistle blows, and apparently the pane of glass has popped out in the right wing corner of the Binghamton zone. So we'll stop play here. They got a replay. Tim Donnelly back with you at the Civic Center. It's back at the point to Greg Hotham. Winds up, fires, save, rebound. Simpson right into the glove of Bob Mason. And he'll hang on there for the faceoff. Simpson now centering a line with Colin Chin and Bob Airy. I think usually Chin will take those faceoffs, but I think because we're in the right wing circle, Simpson will take it. Or perhaps they're putting Chin on the wing right now. That might be it. All right, face off to the left of Bob Mason. Puck drop. It's back at the point to Hotham now. Comes in right wing circle, closes in, shot, save, rebound, Airy, turns around, fires one blocked in front of the defense. And finally pulled out of a pile by Paul Fenton. He'll fire it in right wing corner, Baltimore end. Back to get it Thompson, he's checked by Chin. Now it's loose behind the Skipjacks goal. Dahlquist avoids a check by Paul Fenton and skates out of his own end. Dahlquist from Lake Superior State. Former alma mater of Jack's coach Gene Ubriaco. All right, Dahlquist now trying to hold the puck in left point. And pass called here against the Skipjacks. Ralston the second most, I believe, and Gatsos third, but probably Ralston and Gatsos fairly close. Puck dropped and the Whalers have it. Bloomquist now trying to feed it right side to a breaking Grant Martin, but it's off his skate now Sharpley. with the puck. Glenn Sharpley trying to make his way over the Waiters line, but the puck poked outside the line, and Gatso's coming in offside against the Skipjacks. The Skipjacks' next home game will be this Saturday evening right here at the Civic Center, as Baltimore will host the St. Catherine Saints at 7:30. It's also going to be puck night with the first 5,000 fans attending, receiving a official Skipjacks puck, compliments of PJ Crickets and the Skipjacks. Get your tickets early. The Jacks and the Saints right here at the Civic Center this coming Saturday night. All right, the Waiters now will clear the puck back into Baltimore territory. Back at the right point to Bloomquist. His shot save, rebound, hit the goalpost. Another try on the rebound. Scramble in front of goalie Brian Ford, and finally Ford able to find that loose puck, and he hangs on for the face-off. Brian Ford, Roberto Romano, and Michelle Dion. The Jacks had solid goaltending last year, and it took them all the way to the Calder Cup finals. And Sherbrooke, while they barely squeezed in the playoffs, had Patrick Roy in the playoffs, and he's now with the Montreal Canadiens. So that'll tell you what goaltending will do for any hockey club. All right, Carlson now tips the puck into the Waiters' end. Carlson racing after it now, coming in, tip try, and a save made by Mason. Charlesworth holding it in now, left point. Back behind the goal to Carlson, couldn't maintain possession. And now it's up on the right side to Bugsy Erickson. He steps to center. And now we'll fire it in left wing corner, Jack's end. Racing after it, Newberry, and Carlson wraps him up, gives him a hard check. He'll get up slowly. Far boards now, Beaudoin. Getting it behind the goal. Here's Ford holding his ground. Puck loose behind the Jacks goal. McDonnell tying it up there, trying to pry it free. It finally squirts free to the near corner. Newberry fires it back the other way, and Charlesworth now in the far corner. Up to Bobby Giel. Oh, he had a breaking Carlson. Could not get him the puck. Now it's off the boards, out of the reach of Carlson, but it'll go to the side of the Waiters net, and with it there, Mason steering at the center. Right back at the Baltimore blue line, Charlesworth ahead to Giel. He'll shoot it behind the Waiters net. And back to get it now, Beaudoin. Hitting it right side, puck stolen away by Rissling to Lamoureux. Here's Smith's side of the goal. He's closing in and trying to stuff it in front. Off from Mason. Score! Mitch Lamoureux fed the puck in front. It went off Bob Mason's pads into the goal. And the Skipjacks have a 2-goal lead now over Binghamton. It's 4-2. And I believe they're the defending Southern Division champions, and they're on their way to losing their 5th straight game to start this season. I don't think that's exactly what the new owners had in mind when they bought the team from the Hartford Whalers in the offseason. All right, Deneen and Lamoureux get their sticks up. We're going to get a penalty here to the Skipjacks. Whalers break back. And over the line now. Here's Hotham going back to get it. He touches. And icing called here. Stoppage of play now. It's Lamoureux and Deneen jostling away this afternoon. That Deneen is a feisty little player. And quite frankly, I don't like his style of play very much. He's bounced around a lot of different teams in the American Hockey League. 3-10. Rams shutting out Kansas City 16-0. And Houston pouring it on Cincinnati 44-27. That in the fourth quarter. And Cleveland ahead of the Raiders 20-14 in the fourth quarter. We have a puck knocked down with a high stick by Binghamton. That'll bring the puck back into the Waiters' end. Lamoureux in the penalty box. The Skipjacks going back to work here. Penalty killing. 13:06 to play in this one. The Jacks have the lead 4-2 over the Whalers, as Colin Chin and Steve Carlson penalty killing for Coach Gene Ubriaco. And what a job Carlson's done today. Now all the Skipjacks have done a good job penalty killing. And off the draw, here's McDonnell. Going to backhand it deep in Whalers territory. And the Whalers have to go back to get it now. With a puck, here's Darrell Evans. He's been shut out by Baltimore today. And the Whalers break back. Here's Fenton shooting it in left wing corner, Baltimore end. Thompson now to get it. Getting it back to the left point to Brownscheitel. Now in the slot, here's Everson trying to close in the slot. His shot taken away by Charlesworth. And Charlesworth will get the puck to center. Good hustle there by the youngster, Todd Charlesworth. Evans now, headman feed. Knocked away by Charlesworth. And the Whalers now, Brownscheitel in the neutral zone. A poke it in down the left wing boards in Baltimore territory. Charlesworth goes back to get it. Fenton upended, no penalty there. Charlesworth has got the puck and he clears it down ice. 1:03 left on the penalty to Mitch Lamoureux. Waiters break out. Here's Brownshuttle now with a puck at the red line. He'll carry it into Baltimore territory. Now top of the right wing circle. Here's Brownshuttle now behind the goal. Now here's Taylor trying to stuff it in front. Hit the side of the goal. Evans near boards for Binghamton. Near corner, Mark Taylor. Taylor now in the left wing circle. Center point to Brownshuttle. Brownshuttle now dumping it to the near corner. Evans fighting for it along with Hotham. It's back now to Grant Martin. Center point to Brownshuttle. Now back of the left point, Grant Martin with a puck. The slot to Evans. Left wing circle to Martin. Slot to Grant Martin. His shot. And that's deflected on the way to the goal. Oilers now with good possession. Baltimore trying to make something happen here. Get that puck out of their own end. Here's Grant Martin out the left point. To Evans. He tried to drive one toward the goal. It's tipped on the goal by Andre Heedy, but Ford is right there to make the save. Chris Dahlquist quickly tying 4-2 lead over Binghamton. As Newberry and Sharpley for the face-off. And Glenn dumps it back behind the Baltimore goal. Carlson off the glass and back to center. Lamoureux will step out of the penalty box. We're back at equal strength there. Mitch grabs the puck off the box. Out of it center ice by Erickson. Off the puck he goes. And now Shaw with a puck for the Whalers. Dumping it in down the left wing boards. Chris Brandt cutting in deep. Courts and Brandt go to the backboards. Now they got Newberry behind the Baltimore goal. Newberry, right point to Bloomquist. Left point to Shaw. He'll fire it toward the slot. Batted away by Wally Weir. And Carlson has the disc now to his own blue line. Leading a 3-man-2 rush. They tried to feed it right side to Lamoureux, but it was tipped back to center. And the Jacks have to retreat here. Back in their own end. Here's Lamoureux with a pass up ice to Carlson out of his reach. And the Waiters with possession now in the neutral zone. Now Lamoureux steals, sending in Simpson down the right side. But covering up Brad Shaw, knocked it away from Simpson. It's back behind the goal now. Bloomquist to Newberry. He avoids a check by Simpson and feeds it up to Brad Shaw. Left wing to Brandt. Brandt now will just loft and lazy pass into Baltimore territory. Ford now out of his net. Steering it away, and it's tipped back to center by the Skipjacks. Timo Bloomquist now as we hit the midway point of period number 3. 10 minutes left. And the Jacks with a 2-goal lead. Pocket center now, Gortz with the puck. Over to Bob Airy. Here comes Airy down the right wing. Airy now trying to cut in. Centers one. Chin with a shot along with Simpson. But Mason covers up in front of his own net. Whistle and the face-off coming up in the Whalers' end. 9. Back live at the Baltimore Civic Center as we await a face-off here to the left of Bob Mason and the right wing circle of Whalers territory. Binghamton, a farm team of the Washington Capitals and the Hartford Whalers. David Poyle at the game, the general manager of the Capitals, along with the two Murrays, Brian and Terry, the coach and assistant coach respectively of the Caps. Off the face-off, Whalers break out now at the blue line. Here is Patterson, backhanded to center. Now it's sent back into Baltimore territory, racing back after Todd Charlesworth. And he will leave a nice pass behind his own goal for Joe McDonnell. McDonnell now, look out. Cut in front of his own net. Waiters almost took it away, but the Jacks recover. Here they come, 3-on-2. Airy leads the rush. And over the line, but he was checked as he broke across the line. And the puck cleared back to center. It's loose outside the line now. Who's got it? In the neutral zone, Bob Airy now goes to get it, dropping it back deep in his own end. Or Charlesworth, up to Simpson. Hitting it left side to Sharpley. Sharpley now had to come back, wait for his line mates to get onside. And now McDonnell rushes through center ice, dumps it down the right wing board. Sharpley will give it chase. Back behind the Waiters' goal, Mason setting it up for Brownshuttle. Now left wing feed to Dale Evans, steps across the Baltimore line now. Here's Evans. Right side pass for Taylor, broken up on a good defensive play by Tommy Ralston. Now Ralston's got the puck, right wing corner boards, Baltimore end. Now it's pulled out of there by Thompson. And Evans takes a weak shot from the right wing circle. That's stopped in front. Now with the puck here is Sharpley up for Gatzos, but Brownshuttle will keep it in. To Mark Taylor now at the far point. Here is Mark Taylor holding it up. Coming it back behind the goal. Darrell Evans now. As they work it back at the right point, Deneen with a shot. It's deflected and goes behind the goal. Here's Hotham with a puck. Tied up by Taylor. Hotham can't get it out. In the slot, look out. Here comes Deneen. His drive and he missed the goal. It's back at the right point now to Mark Taylor. Taylor wristing it toward the goal, but it's off sharply and it deflects back to center. It's clear to the Baltimore line now, taken by Sharpley at his own blue line. Now to Dahlquist. Now back up the center of the ice. Now here is Sharpley. Down the right wing boards to Gatsos. Here's Gatsos now with the puck. Back to Sharpley. But the pass went behind him. It's taken away now with the Waiters. Here they come. 2-on-2. Newberry. Down the left wing. He takes a shot. Knocked down by Ford. Newberry gets it back in the near corner. Trying to get it back at the point. Taken away now by Wally Weir. And now Erickson picked the puck away from Wally Weir. Erickson now in the left wing circle. Puts on the brakes. Getting it back to Shaw. Trying to drive one in the slot. Taken away by Tom Ralston. And now up on the right side to Gatsos. He can't play the puck though. It's an offside and now Shaw's got it for the Waiters. At center now with the puck, here's Andre Heedy. 7:10 to go, period number 3. The Jacks have the lead 4-2. Over the line to Erickson. But it's checked back to center and taken by Shaw. He clears it in on goal. And Brian Ford's going to glove it there as Andre Heedy was on the doorstep. Tim Donnelly back at the Civic Center. 6:42 left here in the third period. Baltimore nursing a 2-goal lead. Waiters over the line now. Evison spun around by Carlson there, lost control. And now feeding it up by Stefazio. 2-on-1 break for the Skipjacks. Here's Stefazio cutting in, trying to get it back for Carlson. Pass went behind him. And now the Waiters spin and come back with a puck. Here's Evison. And across the line now. Evison had it poke checked off his stick by Dave Gortz. Now at center ice. Here's Steve Carlson with a puck to DeFazio. Dino now, long slap shot from center, missed the goal. Skipjacks changing on the fly here. Out comes Lamoureux. And Guillaume still on the ice now, along with Gary Rissling there. Wait to get Belanger on the ice now. Now the Waiters steal in Baltimore territory. Evans in the far corner, check. Now Taylor will dig it on. Right wing corner boards. Rissling finally grabs it, fires it back to center. All right, Belanger's on now. Pass ahead for the Waiters. Over the line. Here they come. Taylor now. Feeding it in front for Martin, but a good defensive play by McDonnell. Took it away. Now Lamoureux at center ice. Tied up by Brown. Shot up, but Belanger's got it. Into the zone now. Belanger cutting in, but he forgot to take the puck with him as he went to the goal. Now it's stuffed in front. McDonnell trying to get a backhander away, but we've got a penalty coming up here against the Binghamton Waiters. Belanger made a nice move to get around the Waiter defense, but when he went to cut.
And the Skipjacks are now on the power play.
Back live at the Baltimore Civic Center. Skipjacks now on the power play. As Deneen and the Pokey for hooking at 14:35. Now Belanger and Baudouin get their sticks up. Now here's Lamoureux with the puck. Near corner, Gary Rissling. Rissling now back at the right point to Dave Gortz. Gortz near boards to Rissling. Rissling now to Lamoureux in the near corner. Here's Lamoureux now. Trying to get the puck in front. Taken out of there though by Grant Martin. And he'll deflect it back into Jacks territory. 1:31 to go on the penalty. And now we have an interference call against the Skipjacks here. Now look out, we have Timo Blomqvist trying to get at Mitch Lamoureux at center ice. I don't know what happened there. Now Patterson and Lamoureux have each other tied up. Boy, Timo Blomqvist, he wanted to get at one of the Skipjacks, and it was Lamoureux. And again, Blomqvist not much. And now Rissling and Blomqvist. Looks like they might have some designs of doing something here. We have a penalty coming up against Baltimore as it is. Played on the power play. It's not going to mean a whole lot. Now we have a timeout being called here by the Skipjacks to get things organized.
Skipjacks number 16, Mitch Lamoureux, 2 minutes behind sticking. And number 5,
30. And it's back up to Hershey Sunday night for a 7 p.m. face-off against the Bears. All right, again the penalties. Gortz for interference at 15:07. Bloomquist high-sticking 15:07. Lamoureux high-sticking 15:07. Right now we have 3 skaters and a goaltender here for the next minute and 19 seconds. All right, here's a feed in front for Brownshot, but Ford stopped him there in the backhand. And Wally Weir has the puck now on his own end. To McDonnell. You got to be careful here what you do because a lot of skating room out there. McDonnell will just loft the puck into the Binghamton end. I'm sure that's what Gene Ubriaco wanted to convey to his players during that timeout. With the puck now at center, Bradshaw. And over the line, down the right side. Slap shot forward, a stick save. And the rebound cleared away by Weir. And now Carlson with the puck. Carlson, McDonnell, and Weir up front for the Skipjacks. As McDonnell will poke the puck into the Waiters' end. It'll land on the stick of Bob Mason. And now Brownshuttle. Right side to Shaw. Headman pass on the money to Taylor. Into the Skipjack zone now. Mark Taylor holding it up far boards. Right point to Shaw. Shaw now driving one toward the goal, but it's off one of the Skipjacks. And up into the crowd it goes. We'll get a stoppage of play here. And a face-off coming up. Right wing circle. Baltimore in. 27 seconds left on the penalty to Pete Dineen, and when he pops out of the penalty box, the Waiters will have a 32-second power play. 3:52 left here in this third period. Skipjacks with the lead 4-2. Lamoureux with a pair of goals today for the Skipjacks. Gatsos and Giel have the other Baltimore goals. From the draw, Jacks control of their own zone. Hotham now up the right wing boards. It's centered to Sharpley, but it's poke checked away from Sharpley, and now Grant Martin has it. Over to Patterson. Stick handles over the line. Dropping it right side to Taylor. Taylor now at the right point to Patterson. His shot stopped by Ford, and the rebound pulled away by Charlesworth. Todd Charlesworth now holding it up as Dineen is back on. So the Waiters now with a brief power play, but the Jacks have the puck. Greg Hotham finds the opening and clears it down ice. All right, Waiters now, 4-on-3 power play with the puck. Pete Dineen. He stick handles into Baltimore territory, feeding it down the right wing for Grant Martin. Martin's got the puck now in the right wing corner. Martin now at the right point to Pete Dineen. Far boards to Martin. Right point Dineen. Left point Taylor. Center point Dineen. Takes the slap shot, blocked by Carlson. Loose puck side of the goal. And it's just poked wide by Brian Ford there. He'll grab it and hang on for the faceoff. Now we have pushing and shoving, side of the Skipjacks goal by Greg Hotham and Mark Patterson, and now also happy about this. Face-off outside the Baltimore blue line here. Waiting moments of this third period. Puck dropped, Waiters control. They've been trying here today, gotta say that for them. All right, right wing side, here's a try by Thompson. He fires it wide of the goal. Thompson now gets it back, trying to stuff it in front, but Weir checks him. Puck in the near corner. Here's Gortz to Simpson, to the line, and outside the line it goes. Picked up now by Colin Chin. One man to beat Thompson. Here's Chin now. Goes in the slot. Here he is. Side of the goal. Shot. He shoots and scores. He got around defenseman Jim Thompson like he was standing still, and he pulls out Mason and beats him. Goal number 2 in the season for rookie Colin Chin, and the Jacks take the lead 5-2. Now build their lead to 5-2, and the goal by Colin Chin. He went right around Jim Thompson. And that's an important cushion now for the Skipjacks, a 3-goal lead with 2:14 to play. All right, the Waiters shoot the puck back behind the Baltimore goal. Airy now, far boards, will deflect it back to the Binghamton blue line. And back after Dale Evans. Here's Evans now, streaking through center ice into Baltimore territory. Drop pass for Heedy. He fires one toward the net. Ford stops that. Now it bounces up into the air. Ford will grab it, and we'll get a whistle on a and we'll go 4-1 heading into the third week of play in the American Hockey League. And no matter what Rochester does tonight, the Jacks will wake up tomorrow with at least a share of first place in the Southern Division. Mitch Lamoureux and Brian Erickson for the faceoff. To the right of Brian Ford in Baltimore territory. All right, they're not going to drop the puck here. Randy Whistler won't drop it. And Lamoureux and Erickson both tossed out of the circle. Belanger and Evans will come in to take it. Belanger drawing it back to his defense. McDonnell now trying to hustle it out to center and does so. Bloomquist now grabs it there. And the Waiters tip it back into Baltimore territory. Dahlquist goes back to get it. He's checked by two Waiters now. Near corner, Baltimore end. Puck dug out of there by Heaney, but it goes right to the goal mouth, and McDonnell in perfect position. Now here comes Lamoureux now with a 2-on-1. Lamoureux to Belanger down the right side. Shot! Hit the goal post! Belanger shot down the right wing at the goal post. Penalty upcoming here against the Waiters. Mark Patterson roughed up Mitch Lamoureux. Oh, they're going to call this one against Lamoureux. And we have another penalty coming up here against the Skipjacks. Boy, I tell you, I think they could have easily got Patterson back on that one. Apparently, I didn't see what Lamoureux did earlier, but it seemed like as soon as Patterson pushed Lamoureux up high, I thought that Patterson would get the penalty, but it's going to be Lamoureux again. So, feisty Mitch is riled up out there this afternoon. Back live at the Baltimore Civic Center. Lamoureux off the ice, so Binghamton will have a power play here for the remaining 1:08 of this third period. Wally Weir and one of the Waiters really roughing it up there. It's Dean Evison. Shot from the point by Evans, stopped by Brian Ford. And now we got a big maze of players here. Jamming up in front of the the Baltimore goal. Martin and Hotham are pushing one another. What a joust there and John Del Cole not playing today for Baltimore. Del Cole simply being scratched as a result of the numbers game, and Mike Rowe with a twisted knee will be out a game or two. All right, Risling and Fenton now getting their sticks up a little bit. Puck is dropped. Here is Hotham. Up the near boards, Carlson. He'll backhand it out to center. It's back at the Baltimore blue line and now cleared right back into the Jack zone by the Waiters. Far boards now. Martin trying to keep it in. Now look out. Here come the Waiters moving in. A shot right on. Saved by Ford. Evans center point to Taylor at the right point. Center point to Darrell Evans now. Trying to get around Carlson. We got another penalty coming up here against Baltimore with 33 seconds to go. Now Weir comes in and pokes Andre Heaney. And again, the players pushing and shoving. At the Skipjacks blue line. I think Heaney went to go after one of the Skipjacks, and Wally Weir stepped in. Was over at the scores table. Gary Risling getting a slashing penalty here. So now the Waiters with a two-man advantage. Carlson now. Weir, Hotham, and Carlson trying to hold the fort here. Off the face-off, Waiters hold it in. Right point, Mark Taylor. Taylor now is closing in. Side of the goal. Tip try there didn't work. Now, near the side of the goal, Everson stuffs the puck in front. Van try. Evans now with a puck. Top of the left wing circle. Shot right on. Ford save, rebound, and Ford will juggle there and hang on. Everson on the doorstep that time. Carlson trying to tie him up. Now we have more words with Wally Weir and Andre Heaney, but nothing happening. 15 seconds to go on the hockey game, and the two-man advantage now for the Waiters. Now let's see here. Steve Carlson wants to go to the bench, and the Jacks are going to call a timeout here. It'll be a timeout for the... All right, a face-off now. Back in Baltimore territory. It slid toward the crease. Waiters still control now. Here's Dean Evison, left wing circle. Trying to get the puck in the slot. Can't do it. Net is empty to our right as they have pulled Sidorkovich for an extra attacker. Hotham slides it down there. That's it. The game is over, and you can color this game black and gold.